says about the do not detain. And I can understand. I'm sitting here looking at this man going through being extorted or trying to be extorted for a ticket. Well, you're going to have to, pay this ticket. Do we have to pay the ticket? Well, if he would like to, I'm like, when they say all of that, half the men, they come in, if they ain't dragging you out the car, patting you down first, and then if they decide to give you a ticket, because they might send you to jail and take your car. But you sit there and you hold your peace and you don't say too much, and they might let you go. But this is what this is what it says. It's a warning to the de facto. And this document we have to keep in our car at all times because this is what will keep us safe. Now, indexing is just the first part of the steps that you have to take because when you're building a kingdom and putting systems in place, you can't put them all in place at one time. You cannot. You have to put your systems in place step by step. That's anybody that's building a business or building whatever it is they're building. You got to do steps one by one. So my thing is the warning. This is what the warning says. And I'm sure, Tasha, that you heard us read this to you the other day. Dr. Henderson, to answer your question, is over this. He is not just one that's over this, but he is one of the 198 nations that jumped on board with the lawsuit because it's not just happening in America, it's all around the globe. They're robbing, they're stealing, they're killing. They want to blame other people for doing things when they're going over there taking their assets and everything else. And they have our young men going off fighting their wars, losing their lives and everything else because they lied. And these people know that. Look, I have a friend in Germany. She said, everybody on the outside of y'all know America lies. We know the truth. Y'all don't, because you are sitting there and you're listening to them and they're saying everything, and everything that's coming out of their mouth is a lie. So if the outside world can see the lies that's being told, then why can't we? Because we're so indoctrinated and we're so conditioned. And look, I was tripping because he ran a stop sign. I tripped, so I was like, it's a stop sign. He said, okay, baby, it's a stop sign. But the word S-T-O-P in red conditions me. Yes, he should. You should stop at a stop sign. But if you're the only one on the highway and the stop sign is there, you probably pause a little bit and you're going to go on through. But do you come to, I'm like, no, you're supposed to come to a complete stop. I do that to him. And I know that's because we've been conditioned with the words on the wall, the writings, the things that they say. We've been conditioned to believe and understand that. So when we get amongst ourselves and we start digging off into other things and we start opening up some knowledge and we start looking at it like, well, why didn't you tell us this? Why should they?
Before you read that, sister, can you... How can we find out the, you said 198 other nations.
198 other nations. I think it's, the World Court consists of Dr. Henderson. How many other judges is there?
It's a few. But,
it's quite a few judges that's there. But they work all in tandem to build up because they're trying to free the people. They're trying, not just our people, not the people in America, but all over the globe, because it's happening, it's global. It's a global trust, that's what it is. But he is the judge, the chief ad hoc judge. There is a website and an email that you can contact on. Have you visited the website? Okay, so there's some information on the website if you want to know some things or get even phone numbers. You can call the phone numbers on the website, and a lot of information you can get from them through that. But I don't have all the answers. I just know that the first step to getting to where we got to go is to get out of this demonic system, period. We got to get out of this. So this is what I'm going to read, the information. It says, let's see. Warning. I, Dr. I.L. Henderson, ad hoc judge of the Universal World Court. Now, I didn't even know it was a Universal World Court. I just knew about the Supreme Court. I thought the Supreme Court was the highest court in the land. I did. But there's a universal court that supersedes the Supreme Court, that supersedes all the other courts and every judge that's on it. Place all trustees, liabilities on notice that bearer is not now nor has ever been subject to the absolutely bankrupt de facto jurisdiction and its so-called laws and criminal justice system. The United States Department of State and the Universal World Court have been duly notified of this notice. Pursuant to international law, under international conventions and the World Court, this bearer shall enjoy full immunity from criminal and civil jurisdiction. Pursuant to your Title 18, Section 112. That's a real title, and that's a real section. And not just the World Court has that title, but every court in America and every court around this globe know what this title is. If you don't own a Black's Law Dictionary, please get one so you can understand what these titles and sections are. And so it says your Title 18, Section 112 of the Internationally Protected Persons Act of 1976. This man or woman shall be treated with utmost respect, and all steps shall be taken to prevent collateral attack on her personal freedoms, her physical mobility, her commercial interests, or I want to say her because it's me, but commercial interests and all residual property. I, Dr. Hindu, I.L. Henderson, Sovereign Principal Elect Chief Judge of World Court, from the tribe of Judah, the house of Israel, for the state of bearer, have been duly notified to the U.S. Department of State and the Universal World Court, pursuant to international law, enjoys full immunity from all civil and criminal prosecution under the Universal World Court. Bears should be treated, okay, we went through the bears should be treated with the utmost respect, and all steps should be taken to prevent attack on the bearer's freedom, mobility, interests, and property. You are hereby directed to immediately cease and desist and any and all efforts to tax, extort, detain, search, arrest, prosecute, jail, collect from, disclose on, evict, etc. Intend to raid this beneficiary's account, which are those little numbers that's on the back of your birth certificate and your social security card. That's a major account. And they do raid it. You pay your gas bill every year, they get some more. So it don't even matter. We don't even have access to that. We can't get, some people have lucked up and got access to it, but then they're either locked up if they're found out, or for years if they're found out, because you just can't go in 5013C and take something that you're not in control of. So it says intending to raid this beneficiary's account, all statutory judgments are null and void regarding bearer and his estate and all derivatives thereof. Ab initio non pro tonque. So we have to understand it's not about nobody convincing anybody to sign up. You can't do that. They have to do it with their own understanding, not just the understanding that somebody else can give them, but it has to be the understanding from the Father. Yeah, we have to have that understanding through Him. If there's times where you still, because with me, I didn't just jump on. I had to see some proof. I had to understand who this person was. I had to research, and I researched as much as I could to where I felt comfortable enough to go ahead and get indexed. But Tasha, I want to say this to you because you had some serious concerns about some things that you worked hard for and you want to keep. And here's what I'm going to say. Don't stop paying off them. People have lost their homes, not to this, But because if you don't pay, if you're still in this system and you don't pay, you're gonna lose your home. You're going to. If you're still in this system and you don't pay your property, you just might lose your home. But if you don't get out of this system, either way.
And that's what I was gonna say.
Either way. So my whole thing is, I can't say I'm not gonna pay my bills because I think about the mandate that they gave everybody. Okay, you got 4 months rent free. You got 4 months mortgage free. You don't have to pay your bills because of the coronavirus just ravaged everybody's job and took everything away from them. You got 4 months. But then they came in with the unemployment and people were getting thousands in unemployment. Even the scam people, they were getting a whole lot of money. Half of them didn't pay their stuff. And at the end of that 4 months, they had to pay all that lump sum in one, and they didn't have the money because they
Didn't take care of their business.
they didn't take care of their business. So they
Like
got put
children
out in the street, children out in the street. And it almost made me cry because why? If you got all this money, if you got money to pay your bills, pay your bills. Don't let people tell you not to pay your bills. Pay your bills. Why? When the system comes up, because the system ain't up yet. It's not up and running fully. When the system comes up and running fully, then you'll have a way whether you want to say, well, man, maybe I just want to pay my house off, you know. But the system ain't up and running fully. So people will lose some things because they're still trying to operate like the system is running fully. But the first thing is we need to get you indexed. You need to get indexed out of the system so that when the system comes up, you'll already be functioning in the system. But if you don't get indexed out, you'll still be functioning in this system, which is dying and crashing. So I had to make my mind up and a decision for myself to say I don't want to be lost in a system that is already killing me. Slavery. I worked 2 jobs. I got paid buku money, but guess what? They took just as much as I got paid. So it didn't matter to me whether I was working hard in this system or if I'm gonna be working hard in this system. The only thing I'm not doing is taking a vaccine. And if you're gonna force me to take it, you might as well get rid of me because I'm not taking it. So I know that in order for me not to take it, I don't wanna take it. So in order for me not to take it, I'm getting out. I'm out. I got out. So you have to understand it is your decision to do whatever you want. Research. Get an understanding. And once you get an understanding, make your decision according to what you've gotten as far as what make you comfortable to get out of this system.
Question.
Yes.
Okay, so being indexed means we are